Do we show honor towards each other, or has society, in its failure to differentiate between right and wrong, also lost its adherence to a conventional standard of conduct? Do you live by the honor principle? When we hear stories about deceit, corruption, and infidelity filling the news headlines, it should make us wonder, where has all the honor gone? And we are witnessing a changing world where more and more people show less respect and honor and are too often indifferent or outright belligerent towards one another. In a book written by Robert Barriger, the author asked the question, where has all the honor gone? And he writes about experiencing the power of the honor principle and how it can add significance to your life. This work explores and explains the critical need to restore and integrate this valuable truth of honor in all areas of life, work, family, and leadership. While we are not in agreement with many of his religious beliefs, we do see that on the matter of maintaining honor, he has a point. Mr. Barriger states, to give and to receive honor is a basic human need, and there is a cry in the human heart for honor. So yes, people seem to crave it, but do they recognize that those they have relationships with also need it, and are they willing to give? Barriger continues, unfortunately, our media-intensive world too often celebrates superficiality with focus on people like Lady Gaga or fantasy heroes like Spider-Man. Honor is more than fame or power. It is a spiritual principle and measure of character. And when we give honor to our spouses, families, churches, and nation, we help to build our communities. Barriger concludes, the honor principle is not found on a list, it is found in the heart and must be lived. The word honor originates from the word esteem, meaning to respect and value. Do we respect and value those around us? Do we honor only those who are honorable? Are there daily situations where this time-proven principle should be practiced? The principle of honor needs to be applied regularly in the home, on the job, in government, and even on our roads and highways. There used to be a time when it meant a great deal to people. Men would meet on the field of honor and be willing to give their lives and die that they might retain their honor. The field of honor was known as the place where duels were fought, where men would stand back to back, pistol in hand, walk 10 to 20 paces, then turn around and fire. I'm certainly not condoning dueling as a means to defend your honor, but what it illustrates is that a person's honor meant something. They would go to their grave to ensure their honor remained intact. Women also once took great care to live their lives in such a way that they would never lose their honor. Chastity was one of the codes of honor, a concept not widely practiced today. Unfortunately, however, chastity has all too seldom been considered honorable on the part of men through the ages. A well-known United States military academy prides itself on being an institution where this principle has a high value. And those enrolled at West Point are still guided by the motto, duty, honor, and country. West Point stresses the development of cadets intellectually, physically, militarily, ethically, spiritually, and socially. They even have an honor code. A cadet will not lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those who do. Now, those are high ideals. The honor principle is widely promoted at that institution, but no doubt there have been failures along the way. Sadly, though, honor is not being held in the highest regard or valued as it once was. The daily news is often filled with examples of men and women, leaders in their respective fields, who have come up far too short. And these individuals get caught up in their own weaknesses and as a result have failed those who once looked to them as respected leaders. In the end, their behavior affected their careers and focus. They did not lead their lives above reproach. They lost respect and honor and character. They did not make wise decisions. An ancient biblical proverb references the application of wisdom and its result. Exalt wisdom, and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. Comedian Rodney Dangerfield's trademark was his complaint, "I get no respect." And though he made a joke of it, this situation can hit home with all of us. We've all been the victims of a lack of courtesy, respect, and honor at one time or another in our lives. But in order to receive it, we must be willing to give it to those around us, not just to those whose favor we seek. Honoring and respecting each other is linked with humility, which is also the method of obtaining true honor. As we develop the habit of giving right respect and honor to all of our fellow human beings, we will no doubt find that our relationships will improve. I'm Winston Goss for Tomorrow's World Viewpoint.
Subscribe and click the notification bell to receive updates about new content. Visit tomorrowsworld.org for more articles, telecasts, and booklets.